Hey YouTube, this is KP with KP Details, and if you remember, we did a wash a few weeks back on this 370Z Nismo, and today it is back in for a ceramic coat. So going around, this is one of the areas of concern that the owner spoke to me about, was this pitting that's on the Z. She had a detailer clean it. I think it was a few years back now, and after they cleaned it, that happened. So we did use the Chemical Guys Hydro Speed on this last time, just to help to protect it in the interim. Definitely didn't do too bad. Of course, the gas can or the gas tank still looking good. That was one of my pride and joys after the last visit. And then this rubber, I scrubbed it with a scouring pad, as well as the Adams tire and rubber. Cowling looks pretty good. Wheels, nothing too crazy going on there. And we're going to be prepping this vehicle for ceramic coating. So even though I'm just doing the ceramic coating on it, I'm starting out with the wheels as always. Getting in there with the pressure washer, using the 40-degree tip, and I'm using the Caterpillar 1800 pressure washer. It's safe to use this close. I can even put my hand right in front of it and it does not hurt. But make sure if you do ever use this pressure washer not to change tips with any other 40-degree tip, because it's a different opening on it. So I used CarPro Multi-X on the tires, and then my wheel and tire cleaner is the wheel cleaner is the P&S Brake Buster. So I started incorporating something a little bit differently after this wash, where now I have a mitt that I am using to try to get behind the spokes, and I also find that it does a better job with these wheels that are very intricate. My little tiny wheel brush in there helps me to get behind the calipers. I haven't really found one yet that it doesn't get behind. So making sure to get all the bugs and whatnot off. She had a little bit on this vehicle, so we're starting out with our pre-wash, just hosing it down, getting all the excess off. Here I'm using the Adams bug remover on the front. It actually did a really good job on it. Once I was done, there were no bugs on the front. There were no bug etchings on the front. There were bug guts really on the front. I'm going between that and the McKees. I think I'll stick with the Adams just because I can get the bigger sizes versus the McKees. So I'm spraying the windows. I'm sorry, not the windows, the side mirrors on the back, because they also get hit with it too. And now for the wash, because I am going to be doing a ceramic coating, I'm doing the Adams strip wash on this vehicle, foaming it up, just like always, making sure to get in all of these little areas that, of course, the coating's also going to get into, and we want to make sure that it gets bonded. So this is really just the first part of getting the whatever waxes and sealants and so forth are on this car. So I'm going through, started with around the windshield, and I am getting in those little crevices around the windshield, the side mirror, around the Z symbol, around the door handles, because you do get just a lot of gunk that gets built up in that area. So it's very important to get those, even if you're not getting it every single wash, get it every few washes, because it makes a difference at the end of 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So if you're keeping your car for really any longer than 1 or 2 years, just make sure that you're paying attention to those areas and getting it out. And also right there with the Z, it has that little lip over the back wheel, and that I've noticed also gets a little bit dirty. So making sure to get in the gas tank again, or the gas tank cover, making sure that gets cleaned, around the cowling at the front, and then now I'm on this side of the windshield. then I did the contact wash. I'm using 3 different mitts in this scenario. This is the CarPro Chenille microfiber mitt. Does a pretty good job. I like this mitt. I seem to be going towards whether it's either mitts now, these microfiber mitts, or I'm using just a microfiber cloth if I'm running out of mitts on a wash. Because I do switch up mitts. I don't use the 2-bucket method. As you can see, I only do 1 bucket. But the mitt that I'm using, I never put it back in the bucket. I use one side to wash a portion of the car, let's say like the hood, and then I'll flip it to the other side and I'll do the windshield and the top. So did use all 3 mitts, all 6 sides for this wash, making sure that I got into all of these, the door jams, the trunk jam. She was getting a little bit of deposit right there at the top, which I've noticed is a thing for whether it's an SUV or whatever the situation is. It does get stuck in there. It's a really hard area to actually get your mitt into, so just have to make special note to get into those areas every once in a while too, just so you don't get that buildup, because the buildup eventually leads to some staining wherever it is that that area is actually draining on the car. So at the bottom of doors, at really anywhere where it has the weep holes. Next, I am drying with these are CarPro drying towels. Don't exactly remember which ones. They do a great job. Here I am bringing the Z into the customer's garage just so that we can finish the drying process before I get started with polishing the car. The car is in, the paint itself was in pretty good shape. Really just needed more like a paint enhancement to get everything done. But going around again, this time with the, it's a Ryobi leaf blower, getting in all the corners, trying to blow all of the water forward. And you'll see how much water is actually just coming off when I'm blowing the door jams right in here. Making sure to try to get all of that, because ceramic coatings and the and water don't play nicely together. But also when you're polishing too, because that's of course the one more step that's involved. In addition to claying, all of that helps to dislodge any water that is trapped in any of those areas of the vehicle. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey as I am washing this 370Z, getting it prepped for the ceramic coat. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you need to reach out for any details, you can reach me at info@kpdetails.com.